structure. 90% says there should be a reduction in the number of the MDAs, or ministries, departments, and agencies, and 85% of respondents says the previous reforms did not succeed. So between 2010 and 2015, we've seen a number of reforms. The last one under the Jonathan's administration, you said that were not achieved.
Exactly.
To improve overall efficiency, to reduce cost of doing business, to decrease government expenditure and boost its revenue, to boost economic activities by introduction of the private sector, and make Nigeria the port, the hub for international freight and trade in West Africa. So basically, you scored the Goodluck Jonathan's administration very poorly in this report.
Well, it's not about Goodluck Jonathan. What we're trying to say is that the objective of that reform carried out under the Goodluck's administration, I think it was the Minister of Coordinating Minister of the Economy then,
Dr.
Ngozi coordinated that reform in our office.
That was in 2010.
A lot of time you see her visiting even the maritime port, the airport, by herself. And one of the targets set is that moving forward, we have to clear goods coming into the country in 48 hours. We did not achieve that. We have to cut down the number of agencies operating in the port from 14 to 6. We did not achieve that. Even this 14 we are talking about, if you bundle that, you get something like 28. Because under police alone, you have about 4 different units, each of them working parallel. The terrorism group, the group from the from the IG's office, the federal operations. All of them work parallel. The same thing in SS, the same thing in customs. Customs have up to 4 different units operating either in the port, within the port, or even outside the port. So these are issues. We made we made target for ourselves to say that, okay, if you want to import or export, you have to pass through IT, so that you cut off human interface. From one table to the other, you drop money or you drop whatever. Delays when you are not playing with all the body language. Today, if you want to export, it is more difficult to export because you need about 33 signatures in 23 agencies, of government and these are issues with a lot of human interface. So automation is an issue. There is, in that reform, there is also a plan to have this national valuation database, such that if you are importing or if you are exporting, the way bridges and all of those valuation, how you come up with what you need to pay and to who. We don't have that valuation database, so that right in the comfort of your room, you log on to a website and you see everything. The single window is yet to take effect. The Secoda is also an issue. The automated, the port automated service system that make it easy. Even the surveillance from the fairway boy through the channel into the harbors or into the port is an issue. Nobody monitors. There is no automatic electronic system to monitor vessels when they are coming in through our channels or when they are leaving. The worst is even the trucking system. Cotonou Port here, there is what they call electronic trucking system, where if it is time for a truck, maybe 1 hour for a truck to load, a signal is sent, maybe text message or what. So from the park, the trucks start coming. You load and you go off the system. To everybody, whether you have something to load in the next 3 days on the port road, whether it's Tinkan or Apapa Port, causing traffic within Lagos, causing a lot of delays and damage. We need to automate our trucking signal system. The truck parks need to be automated, need to be built. I'm happy that one is being done in Apapa, Tinkan, about 80% completed, but it needs to be operated electronically. That is where the world is. Even our neighbors are doing that already. Tinkan and Apapa Port alone, if we clean up that system, that contributes about 60 to 70% of all the port activity throughput in Nigeria.
Again, if you go back and we go back beyond Goodluck administration, if you go back to the Obasanjo's administration, the entire port reform started 1999, kind of, if you want to put it that way. So nearly 30 years, 27, 28 years down the line, we had various presidential committees on whether it's going to be on concessionaire or we're going to do privatization, and it keeps becoming very difficult to get reform the ports, airports business in Nigeria done. Why is it very sticky and near impossible every administration?
That's a question we asked some of the agencies when we were preparing this report, and I think the answer they gave us is that they need a strong presidential buy-in. In fact, one of them call it political will. And today we saw that political will.
No presidential buy-in, even though it is a presidential committee.
I use the word strong. I use the word strong. In some countries, such as, I think Bangladesh, the single window operation was chaired by the president, because for you to operate a single window, about 4 or 5 different ministries and so many agencies are going to be connected to a single platform. And if they don't have this presidential supervision, this issue of, can I say, power tussle and conflict of interest and everything bigger, you know, we see that today. The custom doesn't want to work closely with immigration, you know, because some of these agencies report to different ministers. So if you don't have a presidential buy-in and a presidential coordination, in some countries, the president meets these people once every month before handing it over to a lower authority to be able to supervise them. These are international best practices we've seen that made difference in other jurisdictions. It happened in Singapore, even in Ghana. Can you imagine that for the airport now, Ghana, I'm sure the population, Accra, Ghana, the population of Accra, Ghana is about 2/10 of people in Lagos, but the throughput there is almost matching up with what we have in Lagos. And that is a clear signal that we are doing something very wrong. But again, the comfort is that we are almost seeing the presidential buy-in, something being coordinated at the level of the acting president's office. And this will send strong signal to the leaders of these ministries, departments, and agencies that it is no longer business as usual. It will also give private operators this incentive to be able to partner with government, partner with these agencies to provide the right facility, provide the right infrastructure, whether it is road, whether it is rail. Now, one of the points in the executive order is that the power pod within the next 30 days, is less than 30 days now, will operate 24 hours. We've been clamoring for this because everywhere in the world you have 24 hours of
we're going to talk a lot more about that. We're going to stick with your report first because we're going to go to the executive orders. But very quickly, these are the feedbacks from your report, a bit of a summary, that most shipping lines start operations 9 a.m. as against business hours of 8 a.m. Then
and they go on recess by 12. I spent 2 hours. Yes. You know, before you come back, you are
lunch break 12:30 to 1, leading to inefficient and flexible work pattern, commercial invoicing, and cargo release stops at 4 p.m. at most shipping lines, leading to loss of 1 hour and demurrage accumulation. Then you go on to commercial services on weekends, no on public and religious holidays, leading to ending of unjustified demurrage on business people, isn't it? Service counters, too small, impersonal, no sitting space for agents, very unprofessional employees, causing difficulties in getting the right information, leading to transaction delays.
You just read, all you read is about frustration.
Frustrations, yeah.
You know, everywhere in the world, port works 24 hours, whether it is Salad Day, Christmas Day, Public Holiday, Democracy Day, what have you. It's a critical sector.
Today is May 29, Democracy Day.
It's a
if I go to
sector.
the ports, they are closed.
Of course, it's closed. Singapore is working. Accra port is working. So you can see the difference. And I was asking myself, if we even finally achieve maybe 18 hours or 24 hours operation in the port, and that requires not just the custom, but every other agencies, including security at the port, to buy into that and they carry it out. If you release my goods by in the midnight, do I have the right route to convey? Because if you release and everybody have to wait till 8 a.m. or 6 a.m. in the morning to begin to truck, you know the implication on it. So while you are reforming the port, you also have to reform the corridor up to the warehouse and factories where these goods are going or where these goods are coming from.
Conversations for the second part of this conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you. As far as the port operation is concerned, we're back in about 2 minutes. We have Dr. Vincent Wan here, who is the Director of Research and Advocacy at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and touching on one very important nerve center of Nigeria's economy, where, of course, you get most of the money. So let's come back after the break and we'll continue the conversation. We're looking at executive orders and what does it mean in practical terms in the ports, outside the ports, into the warehouse, and also to your dinner table. We'll be right back into it.